Hey, this is Kurt Angle, and I want to give a shout out to the best podcast in the business, Nightcap Recap. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
What's going on, everybody? Jim Biringer here, Nightcap Recap, joined with Teddy. We usually do this online, Zoom, specialty media for YouTube, but we figured with me at the arena, him at home, getting ready to go on vacation, why not shoot on what we saw on Raw, what we saw on Smackdown, what they want is a Nightcap Recap, because we've been telling you along the way what the main event's been, what everything's been, and let's do it, baby. First of all, shout out to my guy Teddy. He's here. I gotta show him some love. Great video on CM Punk. What happened on Raw? I was in the middle of the Tom Fitzgerald news. I saw the shoot. I saw the promo. It was unbelievable. I loved it. Brings me back to 2011, 2013. It was awesome. What's up, brother?
What's up, my brother? Appreciate that shout out. I had to hop on and get a video for us just because it was just such a hot button topic. Social media was ablaze. CM Punk with another pipe bomb, part 2. Everybody was talking about it. The Nightcap Recap had to get out there and talk about it too. And you're looking good, my man. Very handsome over there, brother.
I appreciate that, my guy. I'm down here at the rink, like I said, but I needed to get this done here at the rink. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about what the hell's going on WWE television, because we got a lot of BS that's going on right now. I don't like it. It smells fishy, and I'm sorry, but Pat McAfee being involved in a storyline 20 years in the making doesn't need to happen. At the height, hey, we want to talk about Attitude Era, Pat? I'm going to shoot on you, Pat, because I'm going to tag you, Pat. Okay, I'm going to shoot on you. Ahead of the Attitude Era, who was involved? Oh, Mike Tyson. But what did he not do? Get himself involved in the storyline, right? He was a special enforcer. The biggest swerve in the world. Go back to that January night, Monday Night Raw. Austin wins the Rumble. Mike Tyson's coming out, special announcement. We thought Austin versus Tyson at WrestleMania 14. Don't deny, everybody thought that was what was going to happen.
Oh, we did.
Turns out he's the special enforcer for Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, now granted, everybody tricked him. He was in DX, whatever. They pulled pranks on Austin, whatever. But he never laid hands on Stone Cold Steve Austin. He never got physically involved, never took to the mic, nothing. Not like what we're seeing with Cody Rhodes and Pat McAfee. And I'm sorry, if that was your reveal, and I said it on social media, I've said it to other people, if we're getting to The Rock, if we're getting to what we should have done last year, great. If we're not, then this is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life as a pro wrestling fan.
Totally agree, Jimmy. I mean, we were both hot about this. As soon as we saw SmackDown and what went down, we were just texting each other saying, like, why? What is the purpose of this? TKO sticking their business, once again, back-to-back years into these storylines when it's not needed. Jelly Roll was one thing. Again, you could go as far as saying that Jelly Roll shouldn't even be involved, and I'd agree with you. I got why, because Jelly Roll just had a tag match with Randy Orton last year, and there was some kind of connection there. And if they want to showcase Randy Orton turning back to the dark side and hearing the voices, him snapping on his friend Jelly Roll made sense. That's his only involvement. But then you go so far as having the guy he's on the phone with be Pat McAfee. I just don't understand. And we're finding out more things as the day goes on here now, like Ari Emanuel, head of TKO, Pat McAfee's agent, made the call, much like he made the call the year prior with Travis Scott and The Rock. They needed an injection into Elimination Chamber to boost some sales, and then that went nowhere. He made the call on this from what we're understanding. And if you listen to Cody's promo that night, and then Punk's again to what we'll get to, clearly Triple H is telling these guys, here's the bullet points, go say what you want, and let it be known that Triple H is sticking by his guys, because I think it seems like he's sick of the TKO involvement. Pat McAfee making no sense being involved with this storyline when we have all that history with Cody and Randy Orton.
I want to ask you this question, because I've talked to a lot of shout out to our guy Jeremy, right? Who's going to be at WrestleMania, our guest next week, live in Vegas. He will be with us. But him and I were going back and forth, and we said this. I said, what is the point of having Pat McAfee involved? You've just taken all this heat you've created for Randy Orton, and you put it on Pat McAfee. For what reason? It was like look, you and I are both the biggest Bret Hart guys in the world. But it's like Bret saying in '97, what was the point of doing what you did at SummerSlam with Shawn Michaels to take heat off of Bret and his character? Like, it's the same thing. Like, Pat doesn't need heat. Like, why? We're hating more on Pat McAfee right now than Randy Orton.
Orton doesn't need a heater either. Orton can carry this thing by himself. They hit such a high with the initial heel turn that you and I came on the program and said, hey, this might have surpassed Orton and Punk and Roman in the promo department and the build-up because that angle was so hot. Cody was left bloodied, and we know the history. We were both saying, hey, maybe this should main event night too, right? But then Punk and Roman were able to get the momentum back, and then I think this is just such a downer that Pat McAfee is involved. Orton doesn't need the heater, and that promo he was cutting while Orton was beating up Cody with a chair, it just wasn't hitting for me. I know what he was trying to get at, saying, I think the storyline they're trying to tell is that he's against the IWC and all these guys. Well, I guess he's trying to represent guys of our age that grew up with the Attitude Era.
But no, Randy Orton wasn't even in the Attitude Era.
Exactly, but Pat, we grew and evolved as the business changed. We became fans of what you see in AEW. He's calling out the other company and the fact that Cody started this company, guys taking crazy bumps and 5'5" guys doing ladder matches. We get it, but the business evolves, right? You can't just be like stuck on this Attitude Era. So
first of all, revisionist history. I mean, revisionist history. A
lot of revisionist history, Jimmy.
A lot of revision. Like, the Attitude Era started in 1996 when Stone Cold Steve Austin was given 2 bullet points about Jake Roberts and his promo going to the ring at the King of the Ring. Added with Bret Hart, what happened in the end of '96 into '97 with Psycho Sid and all that stuff. The NWO
with Vince McMahon when he pushed Vince.
Right, when he pushed Vince. That is what the Attitude Era was. Also, let's not forget, WWF at the time was getting their ass handed to them by WCW on television. Like, they lost the ratings war 83 straight weeks. And when they bought WCW, they, let's see what happened. They had to have an internal competition, and the product actually went down. Like, the height of what everybody remembers was literally like a 3-year period, if not maybe less than that. Like, we all love the Attitude Era. Heck, we like the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression Era, too. But like I've said before, if you go back and watch Mania 17 through about 23, the less celebrities there were involved, the better the product was. Vince, like, for all the stuff, like, I wrote this down as a bullet point. For all the stuff we give Vince McMahon, or when a taboo is like Chris Benoit, you can't say Vince McMahon on air. I can say Vince McMahon on air. As everything we've said about this guy, how much of he's lewd, crude, disgusting, all the words we've used on him, the one thing he knew was the talent carried the company. Outside of WrestleMania 1, when he had to get everybody's eyes on this thing called WrestleMania, and LT kind of backfired on everybody. Like, it was great, but it backfired on the company. Yeah. Like, you didn't need that.
Ratings were so down that they were trying to shake things up and get something going at that point.
But what I'm saying is when there's not a lot of celebrities and they're just there for fluff and just okay, they're a ring announcer or this or backstage or whatever, it's better for the product. You don't need Pat McAfee involved. You didn't need Jelly Roll involved. You didn't need this. And to all the haters of Cody Rhodes that are Roman Reigns fans who are saying, oh, he's not a star, last time I checked, the guy who's the old guy who made Roman Reigns eat dog food flew to Cody Rhodes and told him he was the guy.
Yeah, facts. Big facts.
Wait, he can't carry a storyline? Yeah, he can. He
has for the last 5 years. Since he got back, he has.
Oh, well, they needed The Rock for WrestleMania 4. They didn't need The Rock. It was a great piece to add to the story of Cody overcoming.
That ended up working.
Because overcoming the odds, that's what we like as fans. And also revisionist history, one more thing. Sorry to cut you off. I just feel like I'm running here for a minute. Last time I checked, when Randy Orton was supposed to be the guy, the fans turned on Randy Orton and Batista at WrestleMania 30 and wanted Daniel Bryan in the main event. So don't tell me he can save the business.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't get where they're trying to go with it. I really hope that they realize, hey, the backlash that they gotten here, and it seems like Triple H is frustrated with the TKO involvement because they're handcuffed. These are guys that are above them, that are making the calls, that are saying, hey, we need celebrity involvement. They want to tie it in with fanatics. They want to get eyeballs on the product. The first hour's free on ESPN. They're starting to realize that maybe this deal that both you and I said since TKO and this went to Netflix, it's not that it sucks. It's just been way too corporate and accompanied by the fact that the storylines have kind of suffered a little bit because I don't know if Triple H is just handcuffed or the storylines haven't been good, but it's a combination of got too corporate, too many chefs in the kitchen trying to do too many things, and like you just laid it out, it's better when the wrestlers are just telling the stories. Cody and Randy, we've been waiting for 4 years for this story to be told since Cody came back. Right?
You were there. Wait a minute. You were there. Everybody saw the photo. This story all had to start with putting one picture up. The end of WrestleMania 40 with Cody on everybody's shoulders. And who's looking at the World Championship? Oh, Randy Orton.
Right.
That's the storyline.
That's the story. And guess what? If you paid attention from that moment to the time Cody lost the title a year later to Cena, anytime Cody and Orton were in a segment together, if you paid attention, Orton was looking at the world title. And I thought they were doing that purposely. We said it. Trips likes to do some of this long-term stuff now, and they hide in little Easter eggs. If you paid attention, that was going on. So I thought they were going to revert back to all these little clips of Randy looking at the title and dating back to 40.
And you talk legacy, and you can build everything like that.
Yeah, you go back. Clearly, you start at legacy. You start with Cody's first televised match on Raw when he came in 2007 with his dad. First match was against Randy Orton. That's all you need. I mean, right there. That tells you the story.
The story wrote itself.
And Cody laid it all out with the promos, too. And then you take this hard left turn with Pat McAfee. I would have waited till WrestleMania to find out who's on the phone. And I would have made it somebody. Hell, I would have been okay if it was Cowboy Bob at this point. If you're telling me
I would have been okay if it was Shane McMahon.
Cowboy Bob, Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens is a guy a lot of people thought. Hell, Stephanie McMahon, because maybe she's tricking Cody from Monday night.
Hell, Ric Flair at this point.
Yeah, anybody from Evolution, Triple H, but again, if this takes us, we're gonna let it play out. But if this takes us to The Rock gets back and there's this whole corporate thing, okay. The initial promo by McAfee didn't make sense, didn't hit for me. Cody coming out later in the night, phenomenal again. Cody always delivers every single time. How about we say that Cody, no matter what, delivers.
I think you and I've talked about on this since the days of AEW, since the day everybody just loves to boo Cody for no reason. Just get on the train and boo it. It's stupid, right? We knew, and I get it. You knew going in WrestleMania, Randy Orton be cheered, nostalgia. Okay, then just make the heel turn. We said it with Cena. We'll say it with Cody. We'll say it with all these guys. Then just make the heel turn. Turn Cody heel and just do it.
But Orton's naturally better and has always been.
I know.
Cena, it didn't make sense because he hadn't done it, so it didn't hit. With Orton, okay, Orton's gonna go heel. Perfect. The voices are back. We got the story. Have him punt. Like you said, it was perfect. Cardona beat him up. Cody comes back. Have him threaten to punt Cody's wife, right, Brandy. Get her involved. Do all these things. Punt Jelly Roll. This is all you need to do. You need to throw in Pat McAfee. There's a lot you could have done.
A killer promo by Cody, and I love that Punk responded on his Instagram with the stuff from Tombstone. That was even better. And then John Cena getting involved now. Cena's posted stuff. No, he just put up something about Punk just saying he's the best in the world for a reason.
Hey, John Cena said it on Van Vliet's podcast and all this other stuff, how much CM Punk means to him, and he's his wrestling soulmate. So Cena will always be putting over CM Punk. I also like CM Punk saying, you're going to get a receipt, echoing what Cody said. They both said McAfee's going to get a receipt at WrestleMania. So
and a receipt. None of this, not what happened, not a crossroads. I mean, legit punch.
Cody never got his receipt on Travis Scott, unfortunately.
Well, he did. He gave him a crossroads. That was about it.
Yeah, I mean,
that doesn't count. Right, exactly. He deserved more than that. But what I'm saying is, so we get through Friday. Pat McAfee talking. Now, here's what I also have an issue with. Pat McAfee talking smack on the internet.
On the podcast, too.
on a podcast, on a show, all this stuff. Dude, shut up. You made your impact. Wait till later in the week to do more. Like, don't keep feeding the beast.
Yeah.
Because you don't get it as a wrestling guy. You don't get it.
I like Pat when he came in. It just seems like now he's leaning too much into these keyboard warriors that were going at him, and it's too much now. It's overboard. We don't need it. We don't need the involvement. We'll just say that.
No,
he doesn't need to be involved.
All right, so let's get to Monday. Monday Night Raw. Beautiful opening. Of course, like I said, Tom Fitzgerald gets fired. So, okay, so I have to go back and watch this thing at like 11:30 at night throughout the night. I watched the whole thing start to finish. It was beautiful. CM Punk's my guy. Loved the lines. He took shots at The Rock, took shots at Roman, took shots at TKO, took shots at ticket prices, just took shots at everybody. He didn't care. Pipe Bomb 2.0. Now, the original Pipe Bomb was more of he was upset with the company, he was upset where he was, all this stuff.
Yeah.
This is legitimately, these are gripes right now.
Yeah.
Like, he is tired of what is going on. And I like the fact that he's calling out Roman Reigns, saying, yo, you think you're a star, but what do you think, you're The Rock? Oh, I'm sorry, but The Rock was a star. Like, if people have been paying attention, and there were some people online that I saw that didn't understand, like, why he was saying, dude, go back to 2013. The end line is, your arms were too short to box with God. Like, CM Punk cooked The Rock in that promo, cooked The Rock throughout that feud, never should have lost the title. He's still bitter about it. He shouldn't lose the title at WrestleMania. Like, this is legitimately a great feud that, again, CM Punk has to carry. Why? Because everybody's favorite is not there.
And the great thing is CM Punk, once again, clearly carrying the promo work in this storyline, carrying this whole thing. We're going to look back on these promos maybe like 10 years down the road and be like, okay, let's say Roman wins this thing, right? And Roman's going to go down in the annals of history as one of the best. You go back and actually watch these promos, like Punk's just cooking this guy every single time.
Dude, every time.
Roman needs to respond next week because he's just come across as terrible in this. Like, whatever he said.
Dude, Punk's like, dude, you put me through a table, I came back.
Yeah,
you know,
I put you through a table.
But I didn't need any help. Oh, I'm filming movies. I'm doing TV. I'm here. Where are you? Where are you?
And I love, again, you said it before, but I love the line saying, hey, you're eating dog food because an old weird man wanted you to do it on TV. Like you said, calling out The Rock.
He's like, yo, I used to work for that old man. That old man wore me into the ground, and I had enough FU money to leave and stay away for 10 years.
This was amazing. Like, if the reports are true that he was given a few things, and then he just came from the heart. This is, like we said it, and I said it in the video last night. When he's at his best is when he's just given full reign of what he could say and what he could do, and that's it. And that's all he could do.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. But yeah, no, it's crazy. It was good on that on the promo there for CM Punk. I loved it on Raw, and then I loved it on. You know, the other thing too, it was the other thing too with Roman and CM Punk is that he just doesn't care. Like, he just doesn't care, and he just doesn't care about what people are thinking about him.
Yeah, and look, the ticket price thing is accurate because a lot of fans, that's been the big gripe. We've been saying, hey, the tickets prices are too high, and McAfee's trying to come out and say Punk admitted that he's not worth that amount of money. No, man, look, you want ticket sales. And you know, give us a good product, give us a good storyline, and lower the prices. And it sounds like they're going to do it now, right? So, I mean, look, CM Punk, again, shooting from the hip and doing what he does best, dropping a pipe bomb. Like I said, this is when he's at his best. And unfortunately, he might not win this match. He probably should. He might not. But I want to see what they're going to do with this whole storyline. We're hearing rumors about potentially a corporate storyline. I don't know. But it seems like Triple H is letting his two guys, Punk and Cody, say their feelings, and it might be a reflection about what he's feeling, because now WWE themselves are saying that maybe this partnership with TKO ain't that great.
No, exactly. It's definitely not that great. And obviously we talked about it. I put the clip up last night, but the main event should be Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, I mean, I get it. I said it last week. I was like, Brock should just take his ball and go home because guess what? Like, he don't give away matches on free TV, but it's also he's either first or he's last. And look, I get it. It's a strategy to get eyeballs on your product going into a Sunday card that, like, I'm going to be honest, like, Finn and Dom's great. Like, the matches are good, but, like, the two matches on ESPN are better than anything on the PLE outside of the main event.
Yeah, I'm really curious since I assume Oba and Brock are going to kick off night 2. The free hour, whatever, that first free hour on ESPN is to draw the eyeballs in. The casual viewers who are just tuning in, might not have the package to watch the whole pay-per-view. Probably try to get those people to be like, hey, this match was great. I'm invested. I got to see what's going to happen for the rest of the night, so I get that. Really curious how they kick off the weekend with night 1, with what match opens that night. I don't know what the deal is going to be there. But I agree, night 2 has the better card. Cody and Orton are going to main event night 1. It seems like that they're waiting on the Nikki Bella's to get clearance before they involve Io, Sky, and Asuka on one of these matches, which they deserve a match. But, yeah, Oba and Brock, let's talk about that, man. I mean, look, these guys haven't said any words to each other yet. I mean, it's just the aura of them being face-to-face and beating the crap out of security guards and the music and the stare-downs. And this is how you do a pull-apart brawl, guys. I mean, we've been complaining about that. There's been too many pull-apart brawls, too many of the same things where guys are brawling. This is how you do it. Brock and Lesnar wanted to kill each other, throwing a chair at each other. Like, that's how you do it. The fans are invested, and there's no title involved. These guys didn't even say words to each other, and we can't wait to watch this. So, something to be said for the work that both these guys are doing, and I think Brock's going to do the right thing and put this kid over.
Oh, yeah, Opa's going over, and he should. We talked about it last week. It's on the clip on the page. Before we wrap up, obviously, big news coming out. Obviously, the dissension and the butting heads with Triple H and Vince McMahon. A lot of texts being leaked between him, Nick Khan, a lot of stuff. Didn't like well, obviously, we all said we didn't like Vince McMahon coming back in 2023 when he was out. And we know what the changes were at WrestleMania 39. We know Cody was supposed to go over, but it was changed, this, that, and the other thing. But it seems like there's a lot of dissension between Triple H and Vince McMahon. And, it's coming out. And, again, more TKO stuff as well. It just seems like, I guess they wanted Vince around more than Triple H wanted him around, and that's not a good thing.
I mean, look, they brought him on that board, right? They brought him back to be like a figurehead, right? And then, of course, we knew he was going to find his way back to creative somehow. And then, of course, the rest of the lawsuit came out, so they had no choice but to part ways. But it seems like, clearly from those text messages, Triple H didn't want him around. And now this stuff with TKO is very interesting. Again, if The Rock comes back, that'll be cool. But it's all going to come to a head, and I'm very interested to see how this all goes down. And I can't wait for us to discuss it next week and give our predictions, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for WrestleMania. It's going to be awesome. And, guys, Nightcap Recap here. We just wanted to break it down because there was a lot to discuss in the wrestling world with what happened on Smackdown, what happened on Raw. And, again, Pat McAfee, all these people, TKO can kiss my you-know-what, because guess what? Like Bret Hart said in 1997, everybody knows in that dressing room that we are the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you can take that to the bank. Teddy, any final words?
No, you just said it. I mean, that's always the tagline. We're ahead of the game. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. The isness of the business. This is where you get your sports and your wrestling. We got WrestleMania next week. We got the draft the week after. This is where you want to be locked in for all your news, man.
Follow along, Nightcap Recap. Check it out. Jim Biringer, Teddy Repantis. Guys, peace out.